What if I told you that investing only $30 a week into my portfolio actually cost me $192.50 every month? Sounds crazy, but in this video, I'm gonna share with you guys what actually happened, the impact it had on me, and what I should have done if I could start over so you know what to do so you don't end up in this position like I am now. For the first 6.5 years, I grew a portfolio of over 30 different stocks and ETFs. At a peak, I had a balance of about $24,000. I was making about 6% every single year on average, and not to mention the $350 per year I was making in dividends. That meant I was making $1,790 every single year, which is not bad at all for someone only investing $30 a week. But here's the reality check. While all that was happening, I also had credit card debt on multiple cards that reached a high balance of about $16,400. And with an average interest rate of 25%, that was costing me $4,100 every year. That means while I was building my wealth and setting myself up for early retirement, I was actually losing $2,310 per year, or about $192.50 per month. What really bothers me about all this is looking back and realizing what I could have done with that money if I took care of that problem even sooner. My car insurance, for example, would have been covered. My streaming services, all of them, also covered. My phone bill, even with a new phone I just ordered, with the insurance on it, covered. Instead, focusing more on my future was ironically messing up my present and my future at the same time. It goes back to that analogy I made in a previous video of like pouring water into a bucket with a hole in it, but then the hole just gets bigger over time. You're doing absolutely nothing, just going in reverse. So with that analogy, if I could go back and fix that leak, this is what I would do. First, before I do anything else, I would build some sort of emergency buffer in my savings account, a high yield savings account ideally, and that would be anywhere between $1,000 or 1 month's worth of living expenses. Just really depends on your finances. That's super important because the highest interest debt does not care about abrupt emergencies that may happen in your life. So having a savings account is super important. Once I've done that, I'll start attacking those high interest debts. Two popular styles that you guys have probably heard of are the snowball method and the avalanche method. The better one really just depends on your financial situation, whether you want the quick psychological wins or to attack those with high interest debt first and then go down. Ultimately, as long as you're motivated, that's the most important thing. Once that's done, and this part doesn't sound as attractive, but I would really take advantage of my workplace benefits, assuming I'm not self-employed. Most companies offer a 401k match, typically around 5 to 6% of what you contribute. So that means if you make about $4,000 every single month and you contribute 5% to your 401k, then they'll contribute 5%, which is about $200. It's essentially free money. HSAs are also really awesome when it comes to paying for your medical bills and other medical related stuff, and really dope for tax-free investing. And if you are self-employed, then you can also look into Roth IRAs. The rule here is that contributing more into any of those things, make sure that your future self makes more, while paying off that high interest debt now, make sure that your future self owes less. Once those are in place, it's time to go back to the emergency savings account where you can build that buffer up to a 3-month reserve, ideally even a 6-month reserve. Now, assuming I've done all that and I maintained at best a $0 balance on those high interest debt, then I would start investing. Sounds like a lot, but had I started this earlier, I would definitely be in a better position for the future. But that's not how it happened, and I found myself in this position now. But it's definitely okay because I'm now taking the proper steps to get myself in a better position for the present and for the future. Like for example, having to pause investing into my Robinhood account was really tough, but it's definitely been the best financial decision I've made so far. Plus, it's not like I'm giving up forever. I see it as I'm taking care of what I need to take care of now so that in the future I can contribute even more without getting dragged down by concerns of having a low debt to income ratio for any milestones I may want to try to get to in the future. In fact, in this video, I talk about how saving is the top priority for me right now and how it's going to help me pay up to 99% of my high interest debt. So make sure you check that out. Appreciate you guys watching this video, and until next time, take care.